Hey guys, hope you're having a very fantastic night. Uh, hey, just hope that you guys are having a fantastic night. The season is starting. I'm very excited for it. You've seen me talk about the Cardinals in the past. It's been forever since I've done it. Uh, Sitting down watching ASU, just have a little bit of organic wine with me, 100% organic, made completely of organic grapes. Anyway, I'm very excited to see the team tomorrow, to see how we look on both sides of the ball. We don't have enough talent defensively yet to go on a run. We may need wide receiver. Ertz is very experienced with the Eagles. Cardinals got to find that tight end right behind, just in case if he goes down with the injury. Running back, we do have a featured back, James Conner. I want to see the kid from USC, Ingram, and he needs more playing time this year. We got to see if he's going to be a featured back in the future, but we're clearly trying to tank this year. Obviously, Kyler had his injury. We traded down with the Texans, or we trade up away from 6 to like 9 or something. We have the Texans' first round draft pick. The Texans are short on talent right now. Texans thought they could land a great pass rusher. So next year, the Cardinals, with Kyler Murray on the physically unable to perform list, he's out the first 4 games, still dealing with the torn ACL, out the first 4 games at minimum. We have a fantastic opportunity with 2 high first round draft picks to surround the team with as many talent, with as much talent as possible. Obviously, Kyler has to play, so he gets to understand the offense of the new offensive coordinator. So all season long, he's going to be allowed to make mistakes, because it's going to allow him to get a much better understanding of what Drew, whatever his name, wants him to do. So it's going to be a lot of experimentation, I think, once Kyler does play. We're not gonna lose every week with Kyler. We're gonna clearly win games with Kyler, because we didn't win a lot without Kyler last year. All the people knocking Kyler down. Kyler went 8-1 with this team. He's won in every level. He's only lost 1 or 2 games throughout high school and college football. Guy is a winner. He's a Heisman Trophy winner. We went 8-1 with Kyler Murray before that injury, okay? And I get it. He may come across as a pouty junior high kid, high school kid with a little bit of attitude, but I want to see attitude. I want to see a quarterback that hates to lose. And Kyler hates to lose, and he is not fucking used to losing, okay? I said the F word right there, because that's what Kyler's feeling on the sidelines, and I do believe the offensive coordinator last year, Cliff Kingsbury, he never had confidence in Kyler's ability to throw the ball downfield. When he does throw the ball downfield, he's one of the best. He's one of the top accurate passers in National Football League. So our new offensive coordinator, our new offensive system, once they show the confidence in Kyler to go out and sling it and let him actually grow and develop, we will see Kyler transform. And anyone who wants Caleb Williams, if we're trying to win a championship, we're already a step behind with a guy who, as great as he is not used to the speed of the NFL. And Kyler is used to the speed, and Kyler would get the snaps and the reps in the new offense. And Caleb Williams does not have the reps in the new offense right now as we speak. I think either player would do just fine in the National Football League. But Kyler is a winner. He will win. Caleb will win. I believe both guys will win. But what I believe management is doing is they are looking to win as quick as possible in case Kyler Murray wants to retire or he's not the same player and loses a step in the next few years or gets an upper body injury, because he is a small player and he will take some hits in the NFL. He's got to learn how to slide a little bit. I have no doubt in Kyler's ability to be a winner. And let's not forget what he will do. Marquise Brown and Kyler were not on the field at the same time last year, because Marquise Brown was hurt when Kyler came back, and Kyler was hurt, and Marquise Brown was not with Kyler. They were both teammates at the University of Oklahoma. And I believe we go Hollywood. Hollywood Brown is going to be a fine number one wide receiver. But I love Dortch. You call him Dortch. Greg Dortch. He's played very well last year. I think he's going to do a very great job. Clayton Tune may not be ready for the speed of the game right now. He's a 5th round pick, so I suppose he may not get used to the speed of the game if he is on the sidelines, but I think the team holds all the cards. They're going to make the decision on when Kyler comes back. Kyler may want to come back right away in week 5. Maybe management wants to give Clayton Tune a few starts. If Dobbs really is this bad, we may see Tune in there week 3, week 4, when Kyler's still on the physically unable to perform list, because when you're on the physically unable to perform list, you're not eligible to play until week 5. So week 5 is the earliest that Kyler Murray can return. And if we're not trying to tank, we start Clayton Tune. If we're trying to win, David Blough is our best quarterback right behind Kyler Murray. He got cut. He could be number 2. Clayton Tune can be number 3. We're not trying to win football games. He had a great drive against the Broncos to win that game in the preseason. He's done very well in the 1 or 2 games at the end of last year. He did very well during his very brief time with the Detroit Lions. Instead, we bring in a journeyman who has played 6-7 years, has only had 2 starts late in the season with the Tennessee Titans. He's an engineer. He's a bright guy. He's going to do very well, but he is going to have the highest paycheck in the NFL during his time as a football player this year. And the Cardinals are going to pay him good money to lose as many games as possible. That's what they're going to do with Dobbs. We're not trying to win games starting Dobbs. I guarantee you. If we wanted to win games and bring Kyler back to go on a playoff run, we would have started David Blough. We would have started Clayton Tune. Now, it's up for debate between Tune and Dobbs, but we definitely start David Blough if we're trying to win, which we're not. The strategic plan of the Cardinals is to not allow Kyler to be rushed back too soon. All the people that like to fucking rag on Kyler Murray, they're about to see just how fucking viable he is. When, again, they don't win games without him. I love the fact that he didn't work out in the off-season at the home state of Texas. He stayed at the facility. He is really maturing to the fine player about to reach the prime of his career. Cardinals will be top 5, top 10 draft pick. So will the Texans. Now, they may get a win over the Colts in week 2 to be 1-1 because they'll lose to Baltimore, but we own the Texans draft pick. So whichever spot the Texans are based on their record, that is going to be a second draft pick for the Arizona Cardinals. With these 2 draft picks, if the Cardinals get the number 1 overall pick, which they may, if they do get the number 1 overall pick, they have 2 choices. Number 1, select the best player available, offense or defense. Budda Baker is one of the best safeties in the NFL. Zavon Collins is turning out to be a fine linebacker. Gardeck is played very hard. He's a grinder. He's on the team. He's a guy that is going to show these guys what needs to happen to win in the National Football League. You have to really bring it 110% every single play if you want to keep your job in the National Football League. Every player can learn a thing from Gardeck, the Barbarian Gardeck. The long, heavy metal hair. Wow, what a player this guy is. I like Jalen Thompson right behind. Marco Wilson is doing most. So I think we've got fine fine cornerbacks. I just think that Cardinals need defensive line. Zavon Collins can drift right back into linebacker, and we can draft a pass rusher. I think Cardinals need to find the best pass rusher in the draft, available in the draft next year. That's what I think needs to happen. Alden Smith, 49ers. Von Miller was taken by the Broncos. We've seen what teams can do when they draft in the top 10 and they select pass rusher. I think Cardinals need to draft the best pass rusher, about to become the best pass rusher in the National Football League. That's what I think they need to do. Now, if they get the number 1 pick, you've seen what a chess player Olsen 4 is. We cut Hopkins because he gets hurt. He's on the bench too much, and already the chemistry is there, dating to their days back at Oklahoma and last year on the team, Hollywood Brown and Kyler Murray. That is the number 1 connection. We don't want to overspend on wide receiver. We have saved a salary cap room for next year to use for defensive depth. And by the way, Cardinals are going to run the ball up the ass next year. Cardinals going to protect the passer. They have amazing depth in the tackle position. Paris Johnson from Ohio State. Kelvin Beachum has played very well. DJ Humphries, longtime leader. Cardinals need interior guard. They need to find the next beast in the interior guard. Cardinals need to run options. Options like Kyler run to the outside. Wide receivers running downfield. They're running towards the right side of the field, a post, whatever, slant. Kyler can find these guys using his feet. Does he take the option? Does he hand off to the running back? Or are these guys trying to contain Kyler Murray? I mean, this offense it is very capable of being very explosive next year. Cardinals, if they have the number 1 pick in the draft, have 0 chance of selecting Caleb Williams. I believe he's going to be a great quarterback, but I think both guys are going to be fantastic. I think it's an insult to Kyler Murray. I think the speed of the game, Caleb will start out a little bit slow next year, but Cardinals are trying to win beginning next year. Once, if they get the number 1 pick, they're going to trade that pick and get a huge haul of draft picks. That's option number 2. So if they don't select the best player with the number 1 pick and select another player, offensive player, defensive player with the 2 picks in the first round, they're going to trade down from number 1. They're going to get a haul of draft picks, not for 2025, for 2024, because that full season of Kyler Murray next year, this team is ready to win now. So embrace the tank. I can't wait to lose every game this year. I can't wait to lose every game this year. We're short on talent. Misuse Hassan Reddick. John Jones is gone. Cardinals need a pass rusher. We need defensive line depth. We need to bring that identity back from the Bruce Arians era to be a badass defense. I think we can run the ball very well. I think we need to become a physical defense, and we allow Kyler Murray to work the Murray magic needed to do something special. That number one in high school in the state of Texas. It's like religion in Texas. A Heisman Trophy, playing at a high level, one of the best deep balls at Oklahoma. We have a real coaching staff that's going to actually develop Kyler Murray instead of this dig and dunk garbage of throw underneath behind the line of scrimmage and wide receiver picks up 3 yards. Thank fucking God we don't have to watch that shit this year. Even if we lose every game, at least we're getting the high draft picks, and at least quarterbacks got be allowed to throw the damn ball downfield. I mean, that is garbage play calling. And Cliff is only doing well because he already has talent at USC, and Lincoln Riley is running that football team. He's only a quarterback coach. So leave your comments below. Tell me what you think. It's 16, 17 minutes. Want to get this out of the way tonight. Going to lose against Washington. We're going to lose to the Giants. Cowboys going to beat the Giants, but the Giants are going to beat the Cardinals. They get their first win, all tied, trying to make the playoffs again. Dallas going to beat us. Dallas might pick the win the Super Bowl for the Buffalo Bills. Dak's going to have a great year. I don't care what people say about that. They have a great year. In week 4, let me just see who we play in week 4. Cardinals, they pretty much own the Cardinals during their days back in the NFC East. Some things can happen here. Well, Cardinals and 49ers, well, I'll give a shit about the rivalry this year. I hope we lose that game against the 49ers. We could be 0-4 to begin the season. Earliest Kyler Murray can return is October the 8th against the Bengals. Maybe October 15th. Trip to Seattle October 22nd. So it'll be interesting when Kyler Murray comes back, but we should take our good time. We should definitely see what Clayton Tune has in store if we want to develop him to be the backup behind Kyler Murray. Lose as many games as possible. Develop Paris Johnson to a Pro Bowl tackle. Move or Beecham or someone inside as interior guard. Run the ball very well. Have a great secondary. And let's find the great pass rusher we need to allow us to go out and compete for a championship in the 2024-2025 season with 2 high first-round draft picks. It would totally hit it if the Cardinals and the Texans finish with 2 of the 5 worst records in the league. The Cardinals can have 2 top 5 draft picks. If the Cardinals lose games competitively, if we lose games competitively, not by 20, 30 points, but by 5, 7, 10, 13 points, this team is definitely going to surprise people next year. And you get the feeling that Gannon and what was expected from the Eagles to transform that team right away is going to do the same thing with the Cardinals. He's going to tell Kyler what he sees from the perspective of a defensive coordinator. So if Kyler Murray is not going to watch film, he is going to learn the perspective of what defensive coordinators are going to try to do to him. Richard Sherman became a great cornerback because he used to play wide receiver. He had ball-hawking instincts during his time at Stanford, so it was very easy for him to be a great cornerback. Now, likewise, Kyler is going to understand what defenses are trying to do to him because of Richard Gannon being here in Arizona, is going to tell him exactly what they are trying to do to him. Since Kyler had no clue whatsoever, had no faith, did not want to grow Kyler Murray, our head coach and our offensive coordinator are going to do just that. Knowing what the defense is doing to you and adjusting accordingly. I have full faith that number one is going to make us number one and be the most legendary, magical midget as possible. Hey, Kyler Murray against Lamar Jackson in the Super Bowl. That would be. I think a lot of fans would love to see a Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray Super Bowl if we do get that in New Orleans next year. I think with the way the Seahawks are set up with the journeyman, no defense, and the Rams are just mortgage their future. And if the Niners window closes this year, then we can win the division. We can have a home field. So let's go. Let's lose every fucking game this year. Let's get two top 5 draft picks. Get Kyler Murray healthy. Get some more talent in the draft. Some top 5, top 10 talent. Let's go Cardinals. Let's play chess. We don't play checkers. Grandmaster Monty plan. Grandmaster Monty Osenfort plan. Let it cook, Monty. Let it cook. This organization has an actual real long-term strategic plan on what they want to do. And that's not something we've seen with Steve Keim at all. Love the general manager. Love the mistakes learned. Love this coach. This coaching staff is NFL talent. These guys are being smart when they want Kyler to come back. They know they need more talent. There is a real vision and strategic plan for what Richard Gannon and Monty Osenfort want for this team. It's been communicated with the stars, such as with the contract issues. Budda Baker came back because he understands the plan and he embraces the plan. He understands what the organization has, a real plan to win. Let's lose every game. We know we need the draft picks. San Francisco traded draft picks away for McCaffrey and Lance. They're an older team. Cardinals need to get younger. Cardinals can beat the 49ers with youth next year. You got to replace aging veterans. The Cowboys will be great this year because they've got young. The Eagles have gotten young. They got young. I think the Chiefs have got younger too. They knew the right guys to keep. They end up winning the Super Bowl. So let's go. Let's have a great year at tanking. Let's get the high first round draft picks. And let's go all in for a Super Bowl until Kyler Murray gets hurt, until he doesn't want to play again, until he goes through the pounding as a small quarterback. When you have a small quarterback like that, who may not play 15, 20 years, it's win now. And you got to take 1 year in order to make it happen.